Okay, now I don't want to cause a riot, but I'm thinking it's time we talk about the elephant in the room. Yeah, PC versus Mac. And today I wanted to share with you guys why I switched from PC to Mac and why I've always looked back. Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Tom and welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to do a hashtag new Sabah so I can properly welcome you. Speaking of, this channel is growing insanely fast. I don't even know what to say about it, but I'm grateful, surprised, shocked. I don't even know how to describe my feelings about the whole thing. I can't believe that so many people are actually watching my videos. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm not fishing for compliments, but I'm just not sure I deserve the attention. I've been getting complaints about asking viewers to hit that like button, so in this video I am not going to do that. Okay, let's talk about it. Put down the forks, put down the knuckle irons, put down the bazookas, put down the hate, okay? We're just talking. I have enormous respect for people who use PCs. I use a PC every single day at work. I work as a consultant and I usually visit companies that use PCs. Contrary to popular belief, PCs are the most common computers in the world, so I can't really avoid PCs even if I wanted to. Now, having said so, since I do spend an awful lot of time near PCs, I know how PCs work, how Windows works, the latest updates and everything, and I gotta say, I usually can't wait to get home every time I spend the day at the office working next to a PC. So that's my take on it. Now, it's no secret that I'm a bit of an Apple fanboy. I admit it. You know, I love Apple products. I use the word love to describe my feelings for objects without emotions. I just really enjoy Apple products. Now, here's an olive branch to all PC users out there. I used to build PC computers when I was a kid, okay? I built loads of PCs growing up. I'm a bit of a computer geek in case you haven't noticed. And I gotta say, I kind of miss building PC rigs, you know, powerful workstations and working on the whole cooling situation and just making like ice cold machines. It's a lot of fun actually. And the last rig that I built was a couple of years ago and it was called Blue Beast, and this was a powerhouse. It had a lot of LEDs. I don't know if you noticed, but I kind of like LEDs, and this PC I still use. I kind of use it as a server. I basically just stuffed the machine with a lot of hard drives and I keep all my backup on it. Here's another olive branch for you. I actually hope to return to PCs someday. Apple charges a lot for their products and I am not completely satisfied paying that much for those products. At the moment, I do think, however, it is worth it. I think that I get a lot more work done using a Mac computer, so for me it's worth it at this time. But one day I definitely hope to return to PCs. Now, as I mentioned before, I work on PCs every day as a consultant, and I gotta say there's still a lot of problems and issues that I see on a PC. You know, it's just little things like regular updates, and I know you can turn it off and there's a lot of customization, but when I use tech gadgets like an iPhone or a Mac computer, I just want things to work, you know? I just want to get to work as soon as possible. I want to be efficient and fast. And sadly, with PCs, I just don't feel that it's possible at this time. And another funny thing is I have actually built Hackintosh computers in the past. For those of you who don't know, a Hackintosh is basically a PC that you trick into thinking that it's a Mac. It's a lot of work. I mean, it's become easier than ever to build a Hackintosh, but I would not say that this is something that I recommend people to do, because for the Mac experience, you're really doing a very difficult task in order for it to work. Like, if you're gonna put all of that time into tricking a PC into thinking it's a Mac, you might as well just use a PC. You know what I mean? I think I switched from PC to Mac around 2010. A friend of mine showed me his iPod Touch, and he showed me, I think it was Google Earth, and I was just super impressed with the fluidity on the iPod Touch and the multi-touch, and it just felt very different from anything that I've used, at least in those days. Like, there wasn't anything similar in PCs, or there wasn't hardly any Android devices that could do that sort of multi-touch gestures and stuff like that. So it was really an amazing experience. And then around 2012, I bought my first Mac, and it was a Mac Mini. It was a late 2012 model. I think I had the i7 processor with 4 cores. And for those of you complaining about the MacBook Pro 16-inch getting hot, let me tell you, the Mac Mini, that could get really hot. A lot of times I had to shut it down in order to reboot it a few minutes later so I could continue editing videos. But that thing actually handled my footage like a champ. Again, huge love for Final Cut Pro, but I'll get back to that in a second. Now, for years, both Macs and iPhones have been criticized for not being very customizable. For instance, on the iPhone, you can't put icons on the bottom of the screen. There's very little customization possible. And this bothers me sometimes, but you know what? I still kind of prefer Macs and iPhones. And there used to be a time when you could upgrade your Mac computer, and today it's like not possible. I mean, every component in the Mac is like, well, let me put it this way. A blowtorch was used to connect all the components. So yeah, you can't upgrade. That's why it kind of sucks. I mean, when you have like a really expensive machine like the MacBook Pro 16-inch and you want to upgrade the SSD, you just flat out can't, which is ridiculous. You're supposed to be able to, I think, at least. It's a trick by Apple to basically get people to pay more. But you know what? I still kind of prefer Mac. And let's talk about the insane prices. People basically have to sell their arms and legs in order to be able to afford a Mac these days. But I still prefer Macs to PCs. So in short, people who are not fans of Mac computers, they have actually very, very valid points. Okay, so the reasons why I still prefer Macs, I can come up with 3 reasons at least I wanted to share in this video. So the first being they just work. I mean, I don't want to sound like an Apple commercial, but from the moment you unbox a Mac computer, you can just start using it right away. I mean, you usually even have, you know, GarageBand and everything already set up. It's like super easy to just start working on, and I really, really like that. Speaking of, remember those commercials though? Hi, I'm a PC, hi, I'm a Mac. I love those commercials. I have a link in the video description if you haven't seen those. I love them. Apple, if you're listening, reboot those commercials. Come on. As I mentioned in the past, when I use a computer, I just want the thing to work. I want to use it as a tool, like a hammer. You know, when you purchase a hammer, you don't have to like install the latest update for it to work. You know, I just want to hammer away. And that's kind of the feeling that I have about Mac computers. I can just start using them right away. And that's important to me. For you younger people, you may not know it, but when you reach my advanced age, I'm almost like 40, you realize that time is precious. I mean, seriously, people who are young, you have no idea how precious time will feel when you start nearing 40. I would say that time is like the most valuable thing you have, and I just don't want to waste that time, you know, tweaking stuff and fixing stuff. And with a Mac, I can just do what I want to do with the computer. You know, I don't have to tweak it, I don't have to fix it, it just works. Now the second reason is Final Cut Pro, and I've talked about this in the past. I love that software. I think it is hands down the best software ever built. I love Final Cut Pro 10. Super effective and super fast to use. And I would say almost extremely intuitive for people who have never used that app before. I mean, compared to like Premiere Pro, there's like no comparison. Okay, now the third thing is the ecosystem, which some people will say that's Apple's way of keeping you trapped in the Apple swamp. And I understand that argument. You know, you buy like Apple AirPods AirPods and you think to yourself, oh, okay, well, I can't switch the Mac or the iPhone because then I can't use the AirPods. That's not true, but it sort of feels like that. And you sort of want to be in the ecosystem and keep everything at place. So I get why people don't like it, but for me, I kind of really like it. I like the ecosystem because everything just works so fluidly together. I like that connectivity. I wish everything was connectable the way Apple products are, but unfortunately, things just aren't. So, okay, the fourth thing is I just genuinely love Apple products, and I don't know if it's because of the high build quality or the design or simplicity, but something when you're holding an iPhone or when you're punching the keys on your MacBook, it just feels like it's just enjoyable to use, you know? And I feel that for other products also. I love my Rode wireless microphones. I love my camera that I'm shooting with right now, the Panasonic GH5, but something about Apple products, I just really like them, you know? Now, I want to apologize for sounding like an Apple ad. Like, Apple is not paying me in any way. I'm not sponsored or anything like that. I just feel like, you know, with all the bashing going on YouTube, Apple did this, Apple does that, you know, I feel that I want to give credit when credit is due, you know what I mean? There is a reason why people use Apple products, and I just want to share my reasons. So for people who feel sort of ashamed that they like Apple products, you really don't have to be. We use different products for whatever we need them for. And if we just enjoy using certain stuff, then we should just keep on using those things, you know? Now, it's true, Apple products are extremely expensive and they take away my money like every single year, but most of the time it's worth it. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Apple products are perfect. Oh no, but sometimes, every once in a while, they release these slam dunks, you know, these hole-in-ones, like the Apple AirPods or the iPod, for instance, just products that revolutionize the whole industry, you know? I'm thinking to myself, how can you look at these products and not love them, you know? Okay, that's all I had for today. Don't forget to hit that like button. Thanks for watching. Love you. See you in the next one. Take care. Oh, hello. You're still here. Oh, that's right. It's the behind the scenes vlog. For those of you who are new, I do this thing at the end of every video where I just talk about personal stuff, sort of make it like a personal vlog thing. I don't know, it's a combo, and I've been getting a lot of comments recently that people actually enjoy this part of the video. I think it's because sometimes tech videos can be kind of soulless, you know? It's all about tech and specs and what this can do and the performance, and there is no soul, there is no humanity in it, you know? I think that's why people kind of like this part of the video. So first of all, I just want to say that I'm, again, super grateful for all the support, all the wonderful comments. I'm just blown away by how much attention I'm getting right now. I certainly didn't expect it to be so soon. The channel is exploding. I got 1,000 subscribers like a week ago, and now I have like so much more, so it's like crazy. And I got AdSense. I'm a YouTube partner now, so that's why you see these commercials in the beginning of every video. We YouTubers, we actually have a way of minimizing how much ads are shown, so I'm gonna keep it at the bare minimum because I don't want to waste your time with unnecessary commercials. But I do have a goal to be able to live as a YouTuber, so I am obviously still working on monetizing in some ways. But you know what, that's a discussion for a future video. Today I wanted to talk about the fact that I lost 2 kilograms in the last 2 weeks, and I'm super proud. For those of you who are new, I'm a bit of a fatty. I'm trying to lose weight. Now you're up to speed. Okay, so as you know, I've been using the LifeSum app, and I'm also using this app called Sweetcoin. It's actually called Sweatcoin, but I like to say Sweetcoin for some reason. Basically, it's an app that counts your step. And I know it's built into iOS, but this app, you know, you get points for every step, and you can use those points to like exchange for products and stuff like that. I don't even care about the products. I just think it's fun to collect points. It sort of motivates motivates me to take more steps. So I've been doing two things. I've been walking a lot, like every single day, walking about 8,000 to 9,000 steps. And it's good. And that's not me, that's my wife. She likes to run. I'm not into running. I hate to run. I just like to walk. And the walking part, it's actually not just to lose weight. You know, I'm not walking there being completely miserable. I've always enjoyed taking really long walks, and this is my time where I get to think a lot. I get very philosophical and I think about deeper subjects like what is the meaning of life type of stuff. The more I walk, the more I become aware of the beauty of nature and how everything basically fades, and it just always reminds me that time is very precious and I need to use it more efficiently, or at least as efficient as I possibly can. Because none of us really know how much time we have left on this earth, I think it honestly doesn't matter if you're 12, 30 or 70. We really have to make each day count. I think that's so important. I think I stole that from a movie. Do you know which movie I'm talking about? Making each moment count. I have to figure this out. If you know which movie I'm talking about, put it in the comment section. I would love to know. Anyway, life is good. You know, it's summer outside. I'm just enjoying myself, having fun with this channel. And if you have any suggestions, what kind of videos you'd like me to make in the future, put them in the comment section below and we'll see how it goes. I mean, I can't keep making MacBook videos forever, you know. At some point, I'm gonna have to start making videos about something else. That's all I had for today. Hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care.